So I am live. It's ACAP Devil. I'm live, guys. I have a few concerns. I have a few things I want to say about police officers, but I also have some concerns, man. My concern is with some of these so-called allies. I've had it happen numerous times, and I've talked to members of the Black Panther Party about this, man, and some members of the White Panther Party, and those are not white nationalists. No, they're not. They're members of the Black Panther Party who were falsely labeled as white supremacists. They are actually they are actually down for the cause. You should go and research it. The White Panther Party. That's a very, very interesting it's a very, very interesting group. I met one of their leaders the last time I sat down with the Black Panther Party, and but I did have a conversation with a few people. I did talk with a few of the Panthers, and they talked to me, and we had a discussion about some of these allies, man. Some of these people who pretend like they're allies, but they're not really. So I put out a video about Dave Chappelle recently about how I thought it was weird how people walked out of Netflix doing the whole Dave Chappelle thing, and yet for some reason when Harvey Weinstein and Bob Weinstein produced a series on Netflix called The Mist, and the central part of the series was the word that rhymes with grape. That series was featured on Netflix for years, and no one walked out of the series, knowing that that was a central part of the actual story. And that's even after Bob Weinstein was accused of sexual harassment on the set of the fucking show. That happened in 2017, and no one walked out then. So it was very weird, and so that was the comparison that I made. And when I made that comparison, the point that I was making was that not to condone anything that Dave Chappelle said, but to say simply that what Dave Chappelle did was not criminal. Yet what Harvey Weinstein, what Bob Weinstein did was criminal, and yet people didn't show the same outrage, and I'm just wondering why. Why was the same outrage not going for Cuties? That shit was creepy as fuck, right? And why is it that the people weren't walking out when Joe Rogan's comedy specials were still featured on Netflix? Because if Dave Chappelle is somehow a transphobe, what the hell is Joe Rogan? But you didn't walk out then. You see what I mean? You see the pattern here. Dave Chappelle is a certain skin color. Joe Rogan's a certain skin color. Bob and Harvey Weinstein's a certain skin color. That was the comparison that I was making. Not to condone anything that Dave Chappelle did, but that was simply a fucking comparison. How come no one, who was, trying to come at me, why wasn't anyone making that connection? See, that was what was pissing me off. It's like, I'm making the comparison of criminal to non-criminal behavior, and yet you still cannot focus on something other than the goddamn black man. And I'm sorry, that is telling, man. That's suspicious as fuck. All right? That's suspicious. It matches what a lot of us have been saying. Just because you call yourself an ally doesn't make you so. Now, I had another incident where there was a white girl who put out a TikTok freaking video, and she asked, "How do I look?" So I actually responded, and this other white woman who's this hardcore pro woman person, and I'm down for that. I'm totally down for that, but she comes at me like, oh, you just denigrated her. I'm like, she asked the question and I answered it. And so she says, well, I'm pro ACAB too. I said, okay, so I've seen your content. I compare it to my content. If you say that you're pro ACAB and that you don't like cops, right? Then you see the importance of my channel, right? Well, and she says, yeah. Well, then why are you trying to cancel me over answering a question? And I mean, everybody, even members of her audience started like going at her. Like, it's just like ridiculous. And so it really showed what I'm talking about. Some of these people, right? Some of these people who call themselves allies are not so. right? So, but anyways, let's get back to the other point of this particular stream. So, police officers are trash. The reason why I call them trash is because I know they're trash. I can prove it. I've already mathematically demonstrated it. And if anyone with 1,000 followers or more would love to come and debate me, I would love to have you on. But it's gonna be civil, one at a time. You don't talk over me. I won't talk over you. I don't care what your questions are. You hold it towards the end when I stop talking. So CFJ, you don't know it's your opinion. Nope. I do know. I've already proven it. You just don't like to accept reality. You know what a federal consent? Do you know what a federal consent decree is? Just asking. Because if you track those and you look into who covers the largest areas in terms of police departments in the country, you'll find that there's an overlap there. And I can mathematically demonstrate that they're gotta be mostly trash. Lots of good cops out there and they're not trash, but all cops enforce things that you wouldn't agree with, right? Gangbangers are trash. Who's gonna deal with them? Other gangbangers, usually. Without cops, this country will be a third world country. Do you think third world countries don't have cops? Because if any third world country has cops, then that means that your argument is invalid. You see what I mean? Like you make silly arguments that are easy to just toss over. Cops don't prevent crimes; they report it. Absolutely. I've never run across a good cop in all my life, and I believe them all to be crooked. Yep, they usually are. Did you guys see the story that I just covered about the police officer who was threatening the citizen after he falsely accused him of a hit and run? That happened in, I believe it was in New Jersey. It was a police department called the Elizabeth Police Department. I think that video went viral on another channel. It's like 180,000 views. Third world uses the army as cops mostly. That's not true. Citation needed. Is that every third world country? Because if there's even one, then your argument isn't valid. You can't get around that, man. You can't just make claims without any proof. Meaning all cops are bad. So let me get this straight. It's either cops or the military. It can't be anything else. Citation needed that all cops are bad. I already provided the citations. It's my videos. Now, once again, I can get back into the federal consent decree. If I look at the San Francisco Police Department, I look at the NYPD, LA Sheriff's Department, LAPD, Philadelphia, Portland. Those cover some of the largest areas in the whole country. In fact, the largest land areas in the whole country combined when you really look at it. And if those departments are all under a federal consent decree, then that means that mathematically I've demonstrated that they're all trash. So unless you can present a citation where I'm wrong about that, I've already done deep dives into it, man. And I've actually pinned those. So what will be your solution? How would you deal with crime? Private security, or you just arm yourself? Don't be a pussy. And by the way, WWE podcast, you can join into the guest request. You can have a discussion with me. You don't have to hide in the comments. Starting to agree with you more and more. Yeah. The thing about it is that if you look at the overall problem with policing and you look at, okay, so let me give you a mathematical equation, right? So, well, not really a mathematical equation, but just some numbers to consider. It's over 19,000 American cities, right? And less than 30 are under a federal under a federal consent decree, right? Now, with that being said, if I name San Francisco, Philadelphia, NYPD, LA Sheriff's Department, LAPD, and some of the police departments that cover the largest land areas in the whole country, right? That mathematically has to demonstrate that most cops would have to be trash because you're under a federal consent decree. That is mathematically improbable that you be ever under that. But if you are under that, there is no reason for any citizen to trust that department because a federal judge has demonstrated, has accepted evidence as to the reasons why no one should accept that. So those cities are trashed. cities. Maybe. I don't know, but it doesn't disprove my point. Democrat run cities, homie. No, I come from a Republican run one, and that one was trash too. My home state of South Carolina had 13 sheriffs convicted of crimes since 2010, and that's just sheriffs. So you don't get to say that. Sorry. That is a red state. South Carolina is very much a freaking red state. And that's sheriffs from all over the freaking state. So that's a prime example of what I mean by it's not just Democrat states. Let's see the data. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Don't believe you. Oh, okay. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. No. Aren't most sheriffs elected officials? Doesn't matter. Doesn't prove my point wrong though. Stop shifting the freaking goalposts. That's less than one a year, buddy. Wait, you think 13 sheriffs being locked up since being convicted of crime since 2010 is a good thing? And that's just sheriffs? You say one more dumb thing, you're getting banned. One more dumb thing. Now I'm going to show you the evidence that you freaking asked for. All right, see? They're politicians. No, they're cops. I don't want to hear that. Are you saying that a sheriff is not a fucking cop? Get the fuck out of here. All right, you know it's never gonna go away, don't you? Yeah. Most cops in this country are good ones. Nah, bullshit. But anyways, let me get to this evidence that you asked for. Give me a second. Now, let me get to this thing here. First off, you say you want to see evidence for the federal consent decrees. Okay, well, first of all, federal oversight. Okay, so we're gonna look at that, right? We're gonna look at that, right? Let me see if I can try to find. Ooh, thanks. Where's your laptop? Where's my laptop at? Yeah, cool. Because I want to be able to show this on the screen. Because I want to be able to show it on the screen and be a little bit mobile with it. I don't want to be able to. I want to use my desktop, but I want people to see everything that I'm working with. Have you asked yourself if you're a part of the problem? I was a whistleblower, asshole. God damn, I mean, have you asked yourself, are you a part of the goddamn problem? I mean, do you think you're going to change my mind by fucking insulting me? Huh? God, man, some people are just... So, well, what did you bring to light? You're doing the same thing, my dude. Okay, all right. Parm, I tried with you. I can't, man. You got to go. You're not even contributing to the freaking conversation. You're just talking shit. Where's your mom have Blue Lives Matter in your Facebook? What? Okay, that's weird. First of all, my mother doesn't have anything on Facebook. She has dementia. She's inside of a bed. So, what are you even talking about? God damn, man. Why would you bring up someone's mother with fucking dementia and think that's gonna go over well? Silence in me is not an argument. Okay, well, tell you what. I don't want to make an argument with you anymore because I've already had the argument with you, and you just talk shit. My son is a law and caught. He's a great guy. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. Just curious as to what you blew the whistle on. Okay, so I blew the whistle on the Florence County Sheriff's Department. So let me go and give you. Hold on. Let me give you a little bit of backstory. So if you Google my name, Dion McNeil, DionMcneil, Google that with the Daily Dot, you're gonna see an article mentioning me in the Daily Dot, which is actually the mainstream media, for exposing a sheriff named Kenny Boone in Florence County. And so I have family who lives in Florence County who was telling me when I was working law enforcement about what he was doing to people there and how he was doing no, there's over 30, you lying. Scotty Mac, get into the guest request. You say anything else, I'm gonna ban you. Get into the guest request now. Because I want to expose you for the liar that you are. Get in there now. No excuse not to. No excuse not to. So I exposed Kenny Boone. Kenny Boone. And Kenny Boone is was beating his wife with a freaking baseball bat. He was embezzling money. He got convicted of like all these crimes. And I was trying to expose that to the South Carolina Attorney General all the time, and they were not listening to me. And so over time, it turns out that I was right. And so I've been involved in so many lockups when it comes to sheriffs in South Carolina because of my grudge that I have against South Carolina law enforcement. See, I went in law enforcement in South Carolina because as a child, I was molested, and so the person who did it was my older brother. And I tried to tell police officers with the Richland County Sheriff's Department, and it's kind of hard to talk about, but my I went into law enforcement to try to change things, because it was kind of like an arrogant thing where I thought that I alone could do it, and that was my mistake. I shouldn't have did that. I should have realized what I was up against. Sheriff Leon Lott in Richland County, he covered up my child molestation, and Sheriff Leon Lott is in federal court for doing it to other high school girls. Tell it like it is, Tito. Hop into the guest request. You got over 1,000. And no, pig. That is racist. If you say that, comparing cops to a race is not. That's racist. But Leon Lott did to other people. In fact, if you go to my channel, there's a pinned video from a woman named Brenda Bryant. Brenda Bryant, daughter of Stephanie Bryant, was gang raped and got an STD. And he covered up her rape because then the Richland County Sheriff's Department would have to actually face liability. And so she took the case up to the South Carolina Supreme Court in a case called Madison Bryant v. Babcock Center. You can Google that case right now. And she won the case. And Leon Lott is mentioned because it even says appeals from Richland County. Well, who's the sheriff of Richland County who's the sheriff of Richland County at that time? If you go to my page and you listen to testimony from Brenda Bryant, she even I even recording her saying that she told Leon Lott and he did nothing. Mind you, it's the same Leon Lott who was Sheriff of the Year for the entire country for 2021. So if the next thing that you say after that isn't, okay, I can understand why you feel that way. I can understand why you feel that way. Then that tells me you are a bad person. Tell it like it is. I'm gonna give you one last chance. Hop into the guest request. Stop being a coward, man. Stop that. Hop in here. Let's have a conversation. I don't want keyboard warriors. Hop in here. There we go. Cool. How you doing?
Good, and yourself?
Oh, I'm doing great. So why do you think a job is the same as a race? And don't shift the goalposts. Answer the question directly.
Say what?
Why do you think a job is the same as a race? Answer the question directly. Don't shift. Answer the question directly.
I don't.
Okay, then
that.
don't. No. Now that you've said that, now, when I criticize cops, don't bring up race.
I didn't bring up race. Who brought up race? Show me where I brought up race.
Sir.
Show me.
Sir. The
Show me
people
where
who
I
don't
brought up
want to be
race.
judged as a whole want cops to be judged as a bigger whole.
That implies
You know
race
what
to
you're
you?
saying there, sir.
No, that implies
You know,
race to
sir,
you
stop
because
it.
you
Stop
you
it.
have a
Stop
victim
it.
mentality.
Okay, move on then. Get to your point then.
Mentality.
Get to your point then. Get to your
Not
point
all
then.
cops are bastards. There's bad cops
Okay.
and there's good cops.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Okay. Do cops
Very
enforce
simple.
anything that sir, when I'm talking, you shut up. When you're talking, I'll
I'm
shut up.
shutting up, you dumbass.
Sir,
Speak.
I'm going to say that one more time. When I'm talking, you shut up. When you're
Speak.
talking, I'll shut up.
I'm quiet, dumbass.
Excuse me. It's my stream. When
I
I'm
don't
talking,
give a
you
fuck.
shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck
Okay.
up, bitch. What the fuck you
Okay.
gonna do about it? Exactly.
Watch
Maybe
this.
That's why you quit as a cop, because you can't fucking solve problems that you bitch about. You victim mentality.
Ashley, sir, son, listen, look at this. Look at this. You came on here young, right? Came on here, yelled, didn't prove shit, couldn't even answer a freaking direct question, and then you leave, you retreat. Wow. I'm a soldier, sir, former law enforcement. I don't retreat like that. See, that's what we call a coward. That's what we call a coward. Host is really out of line. Sir, hop in here then. Host is rude for sure. Okay, guess what? If I'm rude, go cry about it. Don't watch me then. Right? Don't watch me then. If you don't, what is it with the political right, and bootlickers, right? They'll tell you, right, don't cancel people. Don't cry about it, right? Don't cry about it. Don't go around saying mean things. Don't go, just totally ignore it, right? But then as soon as someone says something that hurts your precious pussy ass goddamn feelings, right? Punk ass feelings. Boy, I tell you. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Why do we have so many sensitive thugs? I simply said words. I didn't slap your damn mama. I didn't slap you. I didn't slap your freaking mama. I didn't beat your freaking mama. All I did was say words. I spoke words. I didn't go to your house and shoot your freaking dog. I didn't slap your damn wife. I didn't stump your damn brother. I didn't shoot your damn daddy. I simply spoke words. I keep hearing this thing about sticks and stones. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words never hurt me. But boy, I tell you, apparently my words are like a goddamn bazooka. I got fully automatic freaking verses here, man. Bars, apparently. I got bars. Shotgun bars, man. Right? I mean, my thing is, it's just, I spoke words, right? I don't give a shit how rude I was to somebody else. If you're in the military, I don't want to hear you talk about how somebody was rude to somebody. Because if you've been to do goddamn basic training, that drill sergeant, right, has taught way more shit to you. Can we see your gun collection? No, can't do that. TikTok would not allow it. Sticks and stones, man. So you want me to go through all the rigors of retaliation. You want me to go through all that shit, right? But then turn around and then tell me how sensitive you are. Damn. How the hell did you ever make it do basic training? Talking about how somebody talk shit to you. Let me tell you something. The first day I came up when they were first bringing in female drill sergeants. Drill Sergeant Johnson, Fort Jackson, I'll never forget. Right? I'll never forget. Drill Sergeant Johnson, black woman, got in my face. Told me about myself. Talked shit to me that I never heard before. All right? So if you come from the military, I don't want to hear about how I talk shit to you. Because as soon as you did that, that lets me know you never got them served. Okay. So let's get back into the whistleblowing. So whistleblowing, I've exposed a lot of police officers while I was I'm not military now, but I'm a combat veteran at 100%. All right, well, you know what, Island man, you got to go too. You gonna insult a freaking military service? You got to go too. You can't insult the host and then wonder if he can stay. Like, how do you come in somebody else's house? What the fuck? Anyways, back to the whistleblower. I exposed a lot of police officers, and I'll admit I was called a rat for it. I was, man. I did everything strictly by the book. They called me RoboCop. When I worked corrections, if I saw an officer do something fucked up, I would tell on them. If I saw a police officer do something fucked up, I would tell on them. I would get family and friends who would call me about shit. I would tell on people. I snitched on like a lot of cops. I don't see that as snitching, really. And I see that as trying to keep people from being evil, man. So I mean, I always value the American people and what you're paying for, right? So I saw what happened to me as a child. I was molested, and it was allowed to go on because I tried to tell the cops and they didn't stop it. And so that's why I went so hard at this. That's why I went so hard at trying to expose things. That's why I always had that attitude, and that's why when I went into law enforcement, I had that attitude of I don't see it as snitching. I see it as me trying to expose bad people. Because every time I saw a cop do something bad, what I thought about and what my mind went back to is me trying to hide in the closet from my brother. That's what I would think about. If you want to know, if you want to see a peek into my trauma, that's what I thought about. And so that's why I was so dead set on it. And I guess when I saw the retaliation, you know, when it was discovered that I was the one that was leaking a lot of stuff to the media, it was confusing for me. And because somebody's lying in the chat, 47. If I had 47 felonies, why in the world? I've been live streaming. Hey guys, I'm in Tacoma, Washington right now. So if I have all this shit, like, please, come on, cops, come and get me. Oh, that's crazy, man. It was just I tried to change things. Yeah, I'm in Tacoma, specifically Lakewood. I actually joined with the BPP here, so I'm actually going through a probationary period. That's all I can say about the BPP here. I did it with Seattle. I don't want to discuss anything else. I was told to keep radio silent about that, and that's all I can say about that for right now. But I tried to change things in law enforcement in my state, and I failed. The Black Panther Party, the BPP, B as in boy, P as in Paul, P as in Paul. Sorry. I should be a little bit more clear there. I should enunciate a little bit more. I went through a lot of trauma, man. And so this is why I focus so hard on doing the content that I do, because I want people to see, oh, no. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. But I wanted things to be different. I didn't want any other child to go through what I went through. And so for the longest time, I was going at Leon Lott. I was trying to undermine him, but then I let it go for a while until 2019. 2019, there was a high school. There was a high school resource officer by the name of Jamil Bradley who molested some high school girls, and Leon Lott knew about it. His own undercover detectives told him about it. Parents told him about it, and he did nothing. And so I got enraged because in my mind, and I know some of it was selfish, but like in my mind, only I can think about is what happened to me. And so I went at Leon Lott. I went at him hard with no lube. I went to every media outlet. I started leaking things like anonymously. I started getting cops fired across the country. It was nonstop. I would even act to be like, I would even act like I'm still their fucking friend. Meanwhile, I'm stabbing them in the fucking back. And fat and half black, you can hop into the guest quest. But I try to change things, not so much for my benefit, because what happened to me already happened to me. I just don't want to read any more headlines about what's happening to other people. Brenda Bryant, she contacts me and she tells me about what happens to her daughter. And she told me that nobody wanted to believe her at first until she took it to the freaking Supreme Court and won the case. And it mentions Leon Lott in it, that he covered up the freaking rape. That's three different sources telling you the same shit. You say you try to change things, but your first state was stating ACAB. I did that after the fact. Officers need more accountable leaders. However, I think BLM did a horrible job fixing the cops. Why is it our job to fix cops? Why is it not your job? What have you done? We're only 13% of the fucking population. How about the other majority go and fix that shit if BLM is goddamn failing there, huh? Does their pride keep them from seeing their faults? Not so much pride, I would say insulation from accountability. I think the insulation from accountability, and I also think that it's the culture around policing. It's not that they cover for each other. It's that it's taught to cover for each other. They will tell you that throughout their training, we're taught to blow the whistle and everything else. But I remember when I was going through my correctional officer training on Broad River Road. I remember that, and that just ignorant comments like that. Come up with an actual argument, guys. But anyways, don't mute me. You need to block me. I'm sick of your. Okay. Cool. Whatever you say, guy. But how you gonna tell me you sick of something coming up when you can simply block me, right? You can simply block. Listen, this guy wants to be here so bad. He wants to be here so bad. Let's go talk to Officer Wilson.
Hey,
How
what's
you
going
doing?
on, man?
I'm doing all right.
Another day in paradise, right?
Another day in paradise.
Something like that. Hey, bro,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. There's a lot of corruption, coming from a law enforcement officer. There's a lot of corruption in the system that needs to be revamped. I think the biggest thing that needs to be revamped is a union, and I'm sure you can agree with that.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's too much cover-ups with the union. Now that being said, with majority of police officers, I think there's a lot of police officers out there that are trying to help and change the opinion and the climate on policing. But the union is not helping out. I think that's the biggest thing that needs to be revamped right now in law enforcement.
Hmm.
Would you agree?
I would say that, but have you ever served in the military?
For about about 2.5 years, and then I got medically discharged.
Okay. So then you understand how I would look at a military unit if I see your colonel ate up, right?
Right.
Right. I'm gonna look at your whole unit like you're screwed up. Now, with that being said, did you hear everything that I said before you actually called in? Do you know my
Yeah, I
personal
used to.
story?
Yeah. I listened to it, and I totally get where you're coming from.
She see the same sheriff of the year for the entire country. He covered up my child molestation, then covered up the child molestation of other people. He's currently in federal court for it right now. And I asked the U.S. Sheriff Association, does he represent all law enforcement? And they said yes. And I had to record it. So you understand the problem that you're going to face now, right?
Oh, I know, and that's the thing is those shitbag officers are giving the entire force a bad name, and that's where I'm coming off of. You know, we need officers like yourself that calls people out, holds people accountable for their actions.
I can't go back into law enforcement. They destroyed my freaking life. They took out felony warrants for my arrest for harassing a court reporter, harassing a communications officer, which is not even felonies, but they took them out when I left the freaking state. Now they've all been dropped, but they keep adding on, trying to add on charges. And it happened to another other man named Nathan Ginter. He was once a Richland County Sheriff's deputy. He became a guardian ad litem in the court system, and he started criticizing some of the court officers and some of the judges for going after some of the litigants who were criticizing cops and using family court to actually do that. So they took his child and gave custody of his child to a woman who was out on bail for felony child endangerment because he criticized Leon Lott one time. So the problem is that not only can I not go back into law enforcement, is that I got a lot of Johnny come latelys, right? Like whenever I complain about police officers and I point out the actual stats, the actual issues, the problem becomes, well, we know there's an issue, we need reform, and then I notice there's a whole lot of lip service, and then nothing ever changes because we've been told the exact same thing for 400 years.
Yeah.
So what I'm stuck with is the fact that when I look at the sheriff of the year, I know he's trash. The home state that I came from has had 13 sheriffs convicted of crime since 2010. My previous police chief was a meth addict. So I go over to I leave South Carolina. I go over to Washington State. My current sheriff, who is Ed Troyer, is facing criminal charges in federal court because he lied on a black newspaper carrier. Then in Kent, Washington, right down the street, the assistant police chief is a literal Nazi. He put up Nazi SS rank for about 2 weeks. And when the internal affairs looked, when they actually looked into it, they found out that he knew exactly what that was. So you understand the problem that I'm facing when I look into that. I look at the actual stats, the consent decrees. So I reference the consent decrees to the population of where these police departments cover. And if in the top 10, that covers more than 70% of the U.S., I can safely say that either most cops are bad or at least most leadership is bad. Because then at that point, it comes down to math.
I think, in my opinion, majority of the time it's most leadership.
Yeah.
You're not looking at the. I'm not saying you in general. I'm saying majority of the public. They're not looking at, the lower rank officers. The corporals, just the unranked officers. They're looking at the face of the departments and the face of the force are these leaders. They're the chiefs. They're the sheriffs. They're
Right.
they're the sergeants, the lieutenants. They're the ones that are the face of the force. And some of those people, hands down, man, they are corrupt, and they need to be revamped.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm I'm here to try making a change in the public's view of police officers. I'm here to ultimately serve the public and try making a change. Am I going to change the opinion of most people that dislike cops? Probably not. But that's the great thing about America. You can have your opinions, but
Right.
there does need to be a change.
Yeah. I think that unfortunately, and most of the Black Panther Party that I'm actually a part of are either all former law enforcement, all freaking military, like vets. I think the problem is that some of the outspoken leaders, like myself. I mean, I'm kind of like the grandfather of bad cop videos on like TikTok. I kind of like, yeah. I went from 0 to 18,000 in like what, like 7 months, something crazy like that. But I thought to myself, we start off at an adversarial position, and oftentimes it's not even because of the cops. It's just because of your fans. Like it comes out. You ever do you watch football?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Do you know about the Dallas Cowboy fans?
yeah.
So see, sometimes it's not so much the Cowboys, it's the goddamn fans.
Right, right.
Like, have you ever seen these Blue Lives Matter people? Have you ever seen them talk? They will say some of the stupidest shit possible. Like they will come at me, right, and they will make a racial argument, even though the video in question doesn't even mention like race. They will say something like, well, how about Freaking Chicago? It's like, okay, so if I'm a black man and I get shot in Alaska, would you bring up Freaking Chicago?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Or like they'll say things like, well, black on black crime. And it's like, I understand that in most any racial category, most people are gonna kill the other person that looks like them. That just makes sense. Most assaults against women are gonna be against women in certain categories, such as like sexual assault, and most assaults against men are gonna be with men on men. It doesn't matter the freaking category. It's just like that. But to sit there and bring that up as a point when I'm criticizing someone who's working for the government, it just it leaves the wrong taste. And I think what that does is it tells younger people that you're too cool to be criticized. And when you tell a young person that, you know what's gonna happen.
All hell breaks loose.
Yeah. So I think that one day maybe things can get better, but I think that for right now, man, the best option is to give people the option of the opt out of policing. If they want to get like private security, they want to police up their whole neighborhood. Like you got a bunch of people out here saying, "Oh, I'm pro gun." Boogaloo time. January 6th, all that shit. It's like you got all those guns, man, but you calling the cops.
Right. Well, man, I'm a law enforcement officer in a small town.
Right.
And if I can tell you right now, if my chief was a chief of a big city, there I can guarantee you that that big city would definitely have a different opinion on policing.
Right.
My chief is all about community policing, giving education instead of citations. Um, it's not about revenue in his opinion. It's about community policing. Um, being there for the public.
Right.
Whereas, you go into some of these bigger cities, majority of the chiefs and sheriffs and they're all about the revenue. They love making that money. Um,
Yeah.
and they'll do whatever it takes to make that money. Um,
Yeah.
I think like I said, there needs to be a revamp in the union. There needs to be a revamp in these bigger cities. Um, but you're gonna have your opinions, and I'm gonna have mine. And
Right.
I agree with some of your standpoints, and I know some of my standpoints you won't necessarily agree with, but I'm not here to change your opinion.
Right. I wasn't trying to like bite your head off or anything.
No, I know.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. A, a lot of people would be shocked at how often I talk to cops. They'd be shocked. Because believe it or not, um, there's no way I can do the kind of work that I do without having whistleblowers. So I don't literally hate all cops. I'm just the point that I'm making is that if I were to say Comcast customer service was trash, you wouldn't argue. If I were to say that politicians are all lying scumbags for the most part, you wouldn't argue. If I were to say that the DMV is mostly inconvenient in most places, you probably wouldn't argue. But think about it. If I were to walk into Walmart right now and shout any one of those things, nobody would argue with me. It's just when it comes to police officers, suddenly do I have to do the hashtag not all. It's kind of weird how that works, right? People can bring up the whole 1350 thing. You're 30% of the population, but you're 50% of the freaking crime, which is actually not even true. But they can say that. But then as soon as I criticize cops, well, not all cops. Wait a minute, that's 700,000 cops. That's over 50 million black people. I, I don't get it.
Right. Well,
I don't get it.
I know
I just want people to understand that sometimes some of the perception that people have of police officers that are negative comes from their fans. The reason why so many people think that you are a racist is because it's usually the racists who are defending you. I hate to say it.
And I mean, I hate to say it too, but it's a sad fact.
It's sad. It's like I wish it wasn't like that because like then I can get like an actual barometer of how cops feel in terms of race, in terms of like an overall view, but I can't really get that view. Is only going to be skewed because most of the people who are Blue Lives Matter, it's just they will say some of the silliest stuff. Like these people. Like okay, so OC Marine here, right? He'll say this, right? He'll say that freaking politicians are manipulating me, right? But then if I bring up a certain Republican that he likes, then he's not being exploited. They bring up every argument that I did not say. They'll bring in politics. They'll bring in race. They'll bring in do you got a criminal record? You must be a drug addict. Listen, all this stuff, all this stuff that has nothing to do with freaking police officers.
Right.
So when it's constant personal attacks and you get people who will destroy your life, like I've had people who are whistleblowers who've had their children taken. They've had charges filed against them. I know guys like Javier Esqueda. He reveals that his apartment killed somebody, and his apartment files charges against him. Carl Cavalier, same thing. Same thing with Yolanda Williams. Same thing with Stephen Mater. I know those names off the top of my head because I've actually taught these people. These are all people who are whistleblowers who face criminal charges or were fired for exposing things that were obviously true. And when you have this stuff happening, and when I expose stories like that, and you get people on the Blue Lives Matter side crowding those people, jumping on them, trying to freaking discredit them, trying to make them feel bad, trying to freaking gaslight them, even though what they're saying is true. I sat for years telling people what Leon Lott was doing, and do you know to this very day that man is still sheriff? He's in federal court right now for the 8th fucking time for covering up race. That is a very specific claim. And not only is he still sheriff, he's sheriff of the year for the entire country. To this very day.
What city do you live in?
I live in Tacoma right now, but I once lived in South Carolina, but I had to freaking flee. Because they Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. My best friend from combat was actually here in Washington State. This man sat on the phone with the Richland County Sheriff's deputy. Someone broke into my house into my house in South Carolina. They told me that and the freaking squatter was actually living in my house. They told me that the reason why they won't do anything is because I made too many videos and criticized them way too much, and that I shouldn't tell them how to do their fucking job. So my best friend from combat, Jason, grabs the phone, curses out this fucking sergeant. So I get mad and I say to myself, okay, so I was already gonna go after freaking Richard County anyways. So I try to re-report my brother who molested me as a fucking child. I have it recorded on my YouTube channel where there's a sergeant who answered the phone who laughed in my face and started making Joe Biden jokes. When I posted that shit on Reddit's Bad Cop No Donut, they got more than 80 death threats the same fucking night.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was that bad. The dude made fun of me. I'm sitting on the phone crying like, hey, I just want justice, man. He's laughing in my face. And that has been allowed to happen. No one's done anything. And instead of anything happening to the fucking cops there, right? I get punished. So it's hard for me to look at what people say and say, hey, I'm the good one. Because Leon Lott said the same shit. And that's why he got sheriff of the goddamn year. Ed Troyer said the same shit. And he's currently in jail right now. I'm still paying. Do you understand? Ed Troyer, right? He's my current sheriff. And I'm still paying taxes to this man, even though he's locked up. Yeah. What do you want me to do with that, man?
That's ridiculous.
I understand that everyone goes through some shit, but you gotta admit it's some extra shit.
It definitely is. You know, and I think this whole policing and there needs to be accountability held on all points.
Yeah.
And, again, like I told you, and everyone in the comments saying, ACAB. That's your guys' opinions, and I'm not here to try changing them. But I just wanted to let you know, keep holding those people accountable, man. And try your best. I'm gonna try my best to hold people accountable. I don't condone any type of racial activities by any officer that I work with. I actually got released from one of my other departments because I ended up arresting an officer that was making the wrong choice. So
okay, we'll just leave that one there.
Yeah.
Making the wrong choice, yeah.
But well, man, I got to get ready for work here in a little bit. So it was great talking with you.
All right, be safe.
To, get some more time in to talk. That would be great. But
okay,
I'll follow you. Jump back on here when you get back on live.
Okay, gotcha. All right, be safe, man.
All right, brother. You too.
All right. Peace. Yeah. Guys still have a civil conversation with cops and still disagree with them and still criticize them. I can still do that. But if someone comes at me, angry and mad, I'm gonna be angry and mad too. But as you can see, I talked to this cop the whole time. He was civil. I didn't hate the man. He didn't hate me. He was civil. That can happen. But if someone's gonna be like belligerent the whole time, I don't know what you want me to do with that. But it was just a really, really weird thing, man. I really, really want change to happen. I want things to be different in this country. And unfortunately, it's just I don't know if I'm ever going to reach that in my lifetime, which is fine. But as long as we do reach that in this country, that'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah, that was definite energy difference between that guy and the previous net bar. Yeah, it's just that the other guy was just he was coming in. He wasn't gonna freaking listen, right? And he came in. Hence, ACAB is wrong. No, it isn't. And I explained the reason why, which is darling Nikki. I'm going to explain to you the reason why. What I explained to him, and you can jump into. You have over 1,000 followers. As I explained to him, and I asked him first. I said, "Are you or were you ever in the military?" He says, "Yeah, for 2 years. I think it was 2 years. I think he was medically discharged, which is thank you for your service, man. Cool, whatever." But I asked him that because the very next question that I asked him, I said, "Do you understand that if I see a colonel who looks jacked up, he looks fucked up, right? It's okay to assume that whole unit is fucked up too." He said, "Yes." I said, "And you agree to this?" He said, "Yeah." That's why I say ACAB because of all the examples of the sheriffs and the police chiefs that I just gave you. So no, you can't shift the fucking goalposts now because if you try to shift it now, there's only one place to freaking shift it, and that's towards my direction. How you doing, Crow Magnet? What's going on, my man?
Hey, what's good? What's
What
up,
happened,
man?
man? I heard you got censored, man.
What do you mean censored?
Oh, I heard somebody my Crow got censored, something like that. I kept hearing that.
Get out of here! I'm like a duck, you know that. They can't
Oh,
come
okay.
at me with fucking false accusations with no fucking receipts that don't receipt, and then turn around and try to fucking cancel me. Get the fuck out of here!
Right. But no. I thought that was interesting. It was very interesting that he kind of got the point though. You know,
He did. It
I
sounded,
yeah,
but at the same time, like it's not all cops are bad. It's all cops are bastards, right? Because the fucking and you and I know this is that the job inherently fucking bastardizes them away from the fucking rest of society because they're used
right,
as a fucking revenue generator. They're not even used to fucking police. It's not to protect and serve. It's to protect and serve the fucking status quo, not the fucking working class citizen. They don't give a shit about
right,
us. They look down on us. They look at people of color. They look at people like me like we're fucking inherently bad because I got a big beard, long hair, tattoos, and I'm fucking 6'2", 220. They're
right,
I'm you know what I'm saying, and it's and then they want to talk about the police union. The police union is the only union that's backed by the fucking conservative party. Gee, I wonder why. Because they need the police in order to fucking uphold the status quo. They don't
right,
give a shit. They don't give a shit about the working class man, the working class woman, the working class citizen. They don't give a shit about us. I mean, you're talking about a group of people that voted for a man that literally takes a shit on a golden toilet, thinking that he
yeah.
thought that the man was gonna be fucking priority. You know what I mean?
That's
It
wild,
it
man.
really ain't.
Yeah. I mean, like if you voted for him like the first time, I could get it, but the second time, okay,
No.
nah. Second time, I listen. I get it. I get it for the first time because again, Hillary Clinton. I get it. I get it. I listen. I get it. I get it. But that second time, if you voted for that man after he said, I will sign the bill for stimulus checks after I win. After he said that, and you still voted for him, you a goddamn idiot.
I I knew he was a piece of shit back in the 90s, and I was a child
Yeah.
in the 90s. Okay, I knew he was a piece of shit back then because and you can't tell me that somebody that is willing to bankrupt fucking contractors and you not pay the fucking bill for Trump Tower in New York City. You're not going to tell me that somebody like that is going to be good for the country. You're not going to tell me that somebody like that has a fucking moral obligation to anything. The only moral obligation that person has is to fucking money. It's money. That's all he cares about is money. And the more money he has, the more power he has. Now what is he doing? He's selling hats. That's the only thing that he's good at is selling fucking swag, dude. That's the only thing he's been good at. Think about it. Every time he put Trump Tower on something, that's all it was for him, was swag. That's it. Trump
He
State.
does sell some
Swag.
hats though, man. That motherfucker
does.
sells some hats, bro.
He's good at selling hats and t-shirts. That's it. He's the dude standing outside the concert fucking selling hats and t-shirts, man. And motherfuckers are just eating it up. And you know, and it's all been a grift. Since The Apprentice, right? Since The Apprentice, it's all been a grift. That dude is nothing like, what's he really famous for? Because he wasn't good at business. The man bankrupted a fucking casino. How do you bankrupt a casino? How do you bankrupt a casino?
Yeah.
In the face and tell me it's possible to bankrupt. You have to try. And then all these dudes are standing up and they're trying to fucking get behind him whenever he's been caught red-handed, manipulating the fucking value of his properties for tax purposes. That's tax fraud. If I was to do that, guess what? They throw my ass under the jail.
Wait a minute.
Because
you tell me this man bankrupt a freaking casino?
Yeah.
Wait. I didn't hear. I must didn't hear this one. Wait, hold on. How do you bankrupt a casino?
Yeah. He bankrupted a casino, man.
Isn't that like almost impossible?
Trump Casino, and hang on, it wasn't Trump. It was I forget the name of it. They actually filmed. That's where they moved the World Series of Poker to there for 1 year, man. And that's where and like it was a whole fucking to do. But yeah, he bankrupted a fucking casino. The Taj, that's it. Yeah, it was the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. It bankrupted.
Oh no. I didn't know about that. Oh no.
How many like
oh man.
Like I have an ex-father-in-law that he filed back 7 times, and for the life of me, I don't understand how he's still walking around. He drives an $80,000 truck. He's got a brand new semi truck that he drives around, right? He's got he's got a house that ain't paid for that's got like 3 mortgages on it. Dude is up to his eyeballs in debt, but at the same time, he's always got cash in his pocket. How do people do this? I don't know. I couldn't justify that on a moral level in order to do. You're not wrong, Karen. Biden is an embarrassment. You're looking at me like I'm some sort of Democrat. It's not a binary option.
Joe Biden sucks, dude.
He sucks.
I was mad at last election. I was like, man, I wanted Joe Jurgensen to win so bad. Give her a chance, bro.
Trump did. Like Trump, like literally, how many times do you turn on the TV now and go, well, what did fucking Joe Biden say? None. You don't like the comedy routine just wrote itself for 4 fucking years with Trump. It was like,
Trump goes on Twitter calling the freaking porn star a horse face. Yeah, bro. Like that's why people talk about Trump. He calls that on himself. Biden doesn't do shit like that. But I bet y'all voted for him. Do you have any proof of that?
Wait, hang on. People that invest in real estate are always in debt. This dude that I'm talking about doesn't invest in real estate. A and 2, you're not wrong, but at the same time, you're wrong because real estate it's a appreciable asset. It's not a gambling problem like people have with the stock market, right? It's an actual tangible thing that is 9 times out of 10 going to increase in value. That's why whenever it's in your portfolio as an appreciable asset. That's why whenever you buy property, it forces you to save money because you are putting money into an equity into your home that you're going to get back whenever you go to sell that home. Trump was the 4th worst president. He wasn't the worst.
No, he wasn't the worst. I would definitely say he's not the worst.
Biden showers with his daughter. Do you have any proof of that? Because there are 26 sexual assault and rape charges against fucking Donald Trump. And there's an actual court case that they're trying to get him to fucking give some DNA samples and he's tied it up in so much litigation because what would hey, if you were not guilty of this crime and the only way that you're gonna fucking get your name back to where, you know, in the good graces, right, you're gonna restore your fucking name and your fucking and you know, get away, you're gonna get this off of your fucking back, right? If it wasn't true, he would give up a fucking DNA fucking sample, but he won't because he knows it's gonna match up. Trump didn't just ruin the reputation of the United States.
Hey, give me a second. A Triple Deuce Patriot. Can you hop in here, please? In the guest request, please, because you got over 1,000 followers. But you know, just hiding in the comment section is just not. It's not very, very brave. You know, stop at that. You notice how every time you insult Joe Biden, none of us is like defending him.
None of us defend Joe Biden because Joe Biden is just a.
You're right. He is senile. He's fucking stupid too.
Okay, have you ever watched Forged in Fire?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how in Forged in Fire you get 3 hours to make a blade, right? And what happens? They get rid of so by the end of the fucking show, what does it come down to? It comes down to the less shitty of the two blades. That's all it was. It was the less shitty. Yep. It's like, what do you not understand? We had a choice between a shit sandwich and fucking runny diarrhea. We didn't take runny diarrhea. Sorry.
I like the comparison. I love Forged in Fire. What's that one thing I do always says that one dude, the one Asian guy, this catchphrase. Yeah, I love that. It's for cute. I love it, man. I love it. That show is awesome, dude. That's a great show. Fantastic show. God, it's freaking addictive too.
I know, man. What it did, like I used to blacksmith and bladesmith on the side, and it made it to where there were so many people that was interested in it. It actually made the cost of anvils jump up from like $2 a pound to like $6 a pound for used anvils, and it got to where it was too expensive of a hobby for me to fucking pursue. And that's the worst thing that ever happened that came from that show. Other than that, man, that show was great. You know, they had a bunch of good stuff on there, and I do have a problem coming from an iron worker and from a metallurgy and from a blacksmith background. People that consider themselves bladesmiths, 9 times out of 10, they're buying stock that's already about the size that they want it, and then they're turning it into a knife. Like if I was to do that, I could make a knife in about 3 hours, like hand and all. You know what I mean? Why did you like Jo Jorgensen? I personally didn't like Jo Jorgensen.
I liked her. I liked her because, to be honest with you, I liked her because of her stance when it came to criminal justice, when it came to qualified immunity, when it came to getting to actually ending the fucking drug war, and also when it comes to gun rights. I mean, she was saying things that I liked. I personally I think that it was personally time to have a female president, a woman president who was not just going to be a Kamala Harris or Hillary Clinton. I wanted somebody different who was going to be better. And was she perfect? No. But she was going to be better. She's better than freaking Hillary. She's better than freaking Trump. You know? And I mean, I would have taken freaking Bernie goddamn Sanders, to be honest with you.
Karen, it took you 10 minutes and three different three different conversation fucking tangents in order for you to come up with ask the FBI, really? Like seriously, dude. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can look at an openly racist pedophilia he's an openly racist pedophile who kept Miss Teen America's backstage open and paraded his friends around and behind the scenes of Miss Teen America, right? And all of those women are all underage, and he would just walk in, to the dressing rooms, whatever. How can you back somebody like that who is openly one of the worst people that have walked the earth, literally? But
here's my question. I got a question for you.
But Joe Biden did it.
But after Trump was found to be on the Epstein list, after Trump was seen with freaking Epstein, at that point, why would you vote for him again? I don't care. I don't care if you're guilty. I don't care if you're innocent. If I see you anywhere near Jeffrey Epstein, I can't fuck with you. Period.
But that's the difference between the left and the right, right? And I'm not. I'm here to tell you. You know me. I am not a liberal. A liberal, I am not.
Right.
Okay.
Hey,
What's going on?
Hello.
not much.
How you doing?
So I'm actually friends with Maria Farmer on Twitter, and so she was the one that blew the whistle on Epstein in 1996.
Wow.
So she's actually packing up and moving right now because of stalkers. So the shit hasn't ended for
Interesting.
her. Yeah. So
Can you listen? I'm a member of the Black Panther Party. We might can actually help you out here.
I have a question. Can white folks be members of the Black Panther Party as well?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of shit that me and the Black Panther Party fucking align with, and I need to look more into that
Cool.
because I actually just got in the mail my IWW card, so I'm
gonna follow you.
honorary life.
okay.
Right.
I'm honorary life member of the International Workers.
But yeah, she's having to move again, and I mean, I know she's going to somewhere in Tennessee. She hasn't told us, and she's not going to tell us, and that's fine. But she's having to move, so, and because of the trauma that she went through, she actually got brain cancer.
Wow.
And they actually said the tumor started growing shortly after what happened to her and her sister Annie, because they were the ones that they took the younger sister to Zorro Ranch, and then Maria was the one that was held captive on Les Wexner's compound in New Albany, Ohio. Yeah.
Of all places, Ohio, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, dear
So-
God.
Is there a media write up about this anywhere?
Yeah. She actually just did a interview with Rolling Stone.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you make sure you send me all that stuff? I would love to get all the stuff that you have. I would love to get it.
Okay, so
if it's possible.
I'll give you her Twitter account. I'll tell you what the Twitter account is, and you can just go through it, and it's
Okay.
all there. It's
Let me
all there.
see. Trying to
So-
find me a pen real quick because this is going to be important. You got a pen, sweetheart? Thank you very much. Let me just get something to write on real quick.
Let me-
real quick.
Let-
Because I'm just gonna write it down real quick. That way I can have it.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
I can. Did you follow me back?
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, I did.
'Cause I
Okay.
followed
Tell me
you.
tell me exactly what's the Twitter handle.
It's artistic whistleblower. I know that's part of what it is. But if you look under Maria Farmer, it's called Artistic Whistleblower is her name. And then
Maria Farmer.
another good one to follow, and she follows me back, and she's actually got a blue check too, is ZENI is her Twitter handle. And
At
she's
Zenny.
yeah. And then
Okay.
yeah. If you go and look on Twitter and look under that, you'll find her, and it's all under.
Okay.
It's
Cool, cool.
XENI.
Oh, XENI.
Sorry, that was my fault. I'm having allergies right now.
Okay, cool. Got you. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll make sure
so-
I correct that. The reason being is because I want to get all that stuff in because right now I've been talking with a lot of organizations, and right now what we're planning is to start. If people don't want to bring justice, that's okay. We got a freaking solution for that. So that's why
Yeah.
it's very, very important that any kind of information that you got, any of the people that you might know, please forward it over. I'll take it gladly. I'll take on the case.
Yeah,
Um,
it's it's so just all encompassing.
that's
She
crazy though.
she was held for months at that place at Les Wexner's, and they have like he hires ex Mossad to do his security.
Right.
So, and another part is what they tried to do. They did it in Texas. I don't know where else they tried to do it, but is that Les Wexner used to own Limited 2 and all that,
Right.
and the Limited and Limited 2. Limited 2 is now called Justice, the clothing brand. And what they did here in the South is they had etiquette schools, and then they would pair them up with the Limited 2, the girls' clothing brand. And
Right.
they tried to recruit me because they found out I was in foster care to be a model for the thing. And this was in 1997.
Oh no.
This was in 1997 when this happened. So this was like right around that time. So they used to. So it's even bigger than I think anything we even realize now. And he was also Epstein was also friends with Peter Nygaard, the polyester.
Really?
Yeah, the one that was raping the girls in the Bahamas. Yep, they're neighbors.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
They're all
crazy.
And another part of the puzzle is
how bad do you think this actually is?
Let me give you 2 more pieces, and then you'll get it. Do you know who Bobby Kotick is?
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Don't tell me Bobby Kotick. Him too.
Mm-hmm. He was on the plane too, and so was Matt Groening, the creator of Simpsons.
The Simpsons guy.
Yep.
Oh no! So the Simpsons dude, he was on the Epstein flight too.
Yep.
So the Simpsons guy was on the Epstein flight.
Yep, and there's accounts of him
See,
rub his feet, making Epstein making girls rub Matt Groening's feet.
Oh
and
my
if
God!
you know who Matt Groening looks like, you know the comic guy
Yeah.
in Simpsons. That's Matt
Yeah.
Groening in real life. Could you imagine having to rub that dude's feet?
That's gross. There's certain parts of this conversation that my soon-to-be wife can't hear because she's a court reporter. She's a court reporter, so she can't hear parts of this because it's gonna bias her in case anything happens. But yeah, that's crazy. Yo, I didn't know it was that crazy. So you mean tell me the Simpsons guy was on the Epstein flight? That is crazy, yo.
And the CEO
and Bobby Kotick too.
Bobby Kotick. Yep.
The CEO of Blizzard was on. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I've been tweeting it out.
Where was I for this?
I've been tweeting it out to Maria Farmer and Virginia Giuffre Roberts, and they've been retweeting it and retweeting it and retweeting it and retweeting it. We've been doing a bandwagon on it. Yeah. And people are like, "What?
Wait a minute!
Fuck?
I've been watching The Simpsons now. I feel bad as fuck now.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
We're like,
I'm burning all this shit down. Yo,
so bad.
Wait. Wasn't Tom Hanks on that list too?
Yep.
Oh my God. I can't watch Forrest Gump no more, man. Damn.
Watch nothing. I need to make my own little puppet shows now. I'm just gonna have to.
Corey Feldman was fucking right. Corey Feldman was right.
Yep. Yeah, it's.
Oh my God.
Oh, the spider web is so big. Yeah, I know, Chi. It's
How common do you think it is for? Okay, so what percentage of Hollywood would you say is in on it?
I would say 60 to 80%, honestly.
Oh my God. Even the women?
Less so the women. Women more get victimized and get shamed into silence.
Right.
That's
Right.
really what
Right.
it
Right. Do you think it's where do you think most of it is concentrated at? Is it just like Hollywood, or is it just like the entertainment is it just
is.
specifically in California?
It's the higher you are, I think. The more money you have, I think the more likely you're going to be someone that exploits them. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because like here's what I've learned, and I've worked with like a lot of millionaires and stuff myself. There's like a certain, like people that have 20 million and under are actually a lot more generous than the people that have 20 million or more. Because I think they have the mindset that they've gotten to this like point. They're like, oh, I have enough. I don't really need to accumulate more. I can still go around and be generous. But after that point, they
Right.
become like a dragon in a way and have to hoard and hoard and hoard and hoard, have more power, and they try to get more ways to do this. It's just narcissistic cycle. I don't know how else to explain.
Wow. Wow. So, okay, so I'm just curious, what name was on the list that shocked you the most?
There's been a couple. Honestly, I think it was probably Matt Groening. That was just like, what?
Yeah, that one kind of blew me away.
Bobby Kotick, I didn't really surprise me.
That don't shock me.
Just because of like everything else I found out about him.
Yeah.
Like just a total sleazeball period. Yeah.
Yeah, that don't shock me. Because so Microsoft recently brought Activision Blizzard because of everything was happening with Bobby Kotick. Apparently, there's this big blowout with Activision Blizzard. A bunch of women were saying that
one girl
there was a
suicide.
yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, I played World of Warcraft, and so I like was very much involved, and like this was like a big deal to me, and I haven't been playing in months because of this.
Yeah. Well, Microsoft they've taken over. I think that's actually a good thing. Just get some fresh blood in there. Honestly, I don't like the fact that it was like Microsoft because it's like a freaking monopoly now almost because
Yeah.
they own Call of Duty now.
Yeah.
They own World of Warcraft. They're gonna make untold amount of money if they
The thing,
imagine World of Warcraft with next gen graphics.
yeah. Well, what Microsoft needs to really do, and people don't really realize this, is that there's actually a good demand, especially when the pandemic and all this opens up. It's for like a video game theme park. We really
Yeah.
want that in America.
A video game theme park, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be money, 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 money.
Yeah.
That'd be money. I'd be like, here, take it, take all my money, because I'd spend all day there.
Do you think VR is gonna like take off?
There's gonna be a lot of things that they're gonna have to adjust to make it more accessible for everybody. Because I think there's gonna be so many issues with certain types of things, and so there's only gonna be like not as much people that could do it. Because remember Virtual Boy?
Yeah, I did. That was it wasn't really VR though. It was kind of like
3D
listen.
laser,
Yeah.
stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it wasn't I mean the freaking tech it just wasn't up to freaking snuff, you know. It just it didn't work out. I also remember when Xbox they tried the exact same thing, and then Sony that they tried the exact thing, and it just never works out. I think the problem is that you got to be sitting down in one spot for that to work, and the experience has to be so immersive. The graphics have to be so on point to the point where I think it's going to be a price point that no one can actually afford. Because like right now, like a VR freaking headset's like $900.
Yeah, like I still haven't found a PS5.
Yeah, I'm still going like PC because this is way cheaper actually. It's yeah, it is. It
People
is.
don't realize, like, yeah, I love my consoles, but damn, it's getting weird. Because it
Yeah,
used to
like
be that Used to be PC was like, oh, you're gonna have to spend a couple grand to make it good. Good luck, have fun.
No, no.
And
Like I
now,
show you my freaking PC now. It's actually a refurbed, recycled one. And dogs, not over the freaking pills, but it's a GeForce GTX right here. I got it for $600, and this thing is incredible. It does everything I want to do. I can
yes, it is.
stream.
The PS5 is a myth right now.
Yeah,
And this is mine. I gotta clean up my little vent, but
oh, very nice.
it's an MSI.
Ooh, that's a I can't remember what's that brand called. It's a really good brand. I think it's called M
MSI.
MSI. Yeah, MSI. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You got a good machine. Yeah. You must have spent a whole lot of money on that one. What, like $4 grand?
I spent $1,400 a year and a
Oh,
half.
1,400. That's cheap for MSI.
Yeah. But that was like a year and a half ago, but still, it's runs great. I mean, I've never
Yeah.
had a problem with it.
Yeah, for the price point, it better be.
Yeah, no, I bought it. I bought it to last for about 2.5 years, and then it's kind of what I do.
Yeah. So I'm kind of just gonna focus on buying like refurbs from now on, because like honestly, I used to buy like new stuff all the time. I used to buy like game consoles, and now that they're giving like Game Pass for like PC, oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Because now I know
Yeah.
Game Pass is gonna be lit. Game Pass is actually gonna be worth it now. They might actually like the freaking price might actually go up though, because now they're saying they're gonna be bringing all the Blizzard titles, all Activision titles over to Game Pass now.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be great. Well, anyways, I'm going to hop off because
Okay.
my other friend talked to me real quick. But yeah, message me and I'll send you all the information.
Awesome. I will. Thank you so much.
All right. See ya.
All right. Be safe.
You too.
Me today. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Make sure you like, share, follow me, man. I'll be going live a little bit later. You can get some more entertainment. Horns up. Peace out. Good night. Good luck. Thank you to all the moderators. Thank you to everybody who joined me. Thank you for the guys who are still watching me. Guys who stuck me towards the very end. You are real ones. Love you all. Again, horns up. Peace out. Good night and good luck.